This week, we have new sideburns, new physicals, new stretch goals, new trailers, new expectations, new artwork, and a new setup. Welcome to Nosgoth News. Yes, it was that pun that really wiped out the ancient vampires. Welcome to Nosgoth News. This week our main focus is on the Lost in Cult and Cook and Becker projects. We've mentioned before about the currently running Backerkit for the Encyclopaedia Legacy of Kain Book of Nosgoth and the Tabletop RPG Legacy of Kain Scourge of the Sarafan, both of which are available to pledge to support now if you'd like that to come into fruition. And we've previously covered how they'd met their target within a few minutes and were well on the way to 10 times the amount they were looking for. Well, they've continued to smash through barriers, proving that once again there is a very strong audience for Legacy of Kain out there. They're currently sitting at about £600,000, that's about €727,000 or $754,000, and about 1,800% of their stated goal, so they've done very well. Such a success in such a short order usually means that there are stretch goals, little added extras to encourage further pledges, and here is no exception, although once again it seems that the project blew through a lot of those in fairly short order. The first roster of stretch goals included new art prints, 2 separate art expansions for the TTRPG, marbled end paper for the Encyclopaedia, a bookmark for all backers, a front cover emboss for the TTRPG, and the option to play as a vampire in the game. Those conditions were met a few days ago, prompting a second set of stretch goals to be released, including a third art expansion and a dice bag upgrade, which was also down within a few days. And within the last few hours of the official deadline, the 500k stretch goal went down, unlocking ping badge designs chosen by the community. The official deadline was passed earlier in the week, but the success of the project has been such that they've activated an overtime pledge mode, so you can still keep pledging to support the project if you wish. With the updates for that, we've also had a rundown on some of those involved in the project, with features on artists Artyom Trakhanov, Max58 and Eileen Kai-Hing Kwan, and the revelation of fellow YouTuber SkillUp writing the foreword. A sweet added extra was a pair of new trailers for the two. Again, previously we'd seen the return of Simon Templeman to the role of Kain, alongside newcomer and current fan favourite voice actor Ben Starr. Well, a couple of new trailers have dropped, with Simon Templeman as Kain, advertising the Encyclopaedia, and the return of Michael Bell as Raziel, advertising the TTRPG, with both accompanied by Ben Starr on narration. No word on the possibility of a Ben Starr Umar cosplay yet, but looks like we've got a lot to look forward to. On the subject of kickstarted projects, we've also got some updates on Bitbot's graphic novel The Dead Shall Rise, with pledges beginning to be taken and some new rewards being announced. As you may have noticed, the collector's edition of Soul Reaver Remastered included a small extra from the Bitbot guys, with the inclusion of a Melchiah focused comic. Well, now we know that that's not the only extra comic being produced, with a new Zephon comic being added to the bonuses along with a Mobius model, so you can add those as you pay now. They've also previewed a few pages of the main graphic novel to whet the appetite, showing Kain meeting a cloaked vampire Raziel, Wraith Raziel looming over a small child, and an apparent shot of Raziel emerging from his pupation cycle and growing wings, although the context of these scenes isn't all that clear. That project has so far received backing just shy of $1.5 million. Moving on to the remaster, and in the wake of the first patch there have been a number of interesting updates. It's been rumoured for a while that Soul Reaver Remastered had comfortably exceeded its sales expectations, which would obviously be a huge plus for the series. Well, this has now been confirmed, with the official Embracer reports saying that the remaster has beaten projections, although they do say slightly. Of course, bear in mind that video game sales reports are famously subject to unusual representation, so that slightly may not be quite as underwhelming as it sounds. With the game now listed as an apparent success critically and commercially, Aspyr has gone on the charm offensive again, with a drop in price and a sales period along with a new Accolades trailer, which highlights the positive reception the title has received. We've also gotten more details on the physical releases of the game. As we had discussed before, limited run games will be releasing physical and collector's editions of the game, including a large amount of merchandise and special extra content. Well, we now have word that there will indeed be other physical editions, with a standard edition and a deluxe edition including a steelbook, art book, soundtrack and a tuck-in box. This will be released in June and they're available to pre-order now. So if you haven't picked it up yet, now may be the best time to look into Soul Reaver 1 and 2 Remastered. Although do bear in mind that a second patch is expected in the next few weeks. Finally, we have the results of our art competition. We've run a couple of these with the sponsorship of Crystal Dynamics to really show off the creativity of the community, and the quality of the responses always blow us away. Well, the second art competition closed a few days ago. Once again, we were overwhelmed by the entries and the fantastic talent in the community, so thank you to everyone that entered. The categories this time were Best Pillar Guardian or Lieutenant, Best Enemy Creature, Best Environmental Set Piece, Best Original Mural, and Best Nosgothic Prop Design. And though we've had a few teething issues, the winners were announced earlier this week. I'll have a slideshow of those put across and we'll get a link to the gallery for everyone to see all the submissions. If you have won, then get in touch privately to make sure that Rainer has your email, and we'll forward that on to Crystal Dynamics representatives for your prize. Thanks once again to all in the community, and with a new patch for Soul Reaver Remastered on the horizon, can't wait to see what the future holds. As always, I've been Basil Lim, and until next time, Vae Victus.